What is the International Space Station? Welcome to Baikonur, Kazakhstan, on a frigid morning back in 1998. On that day, history was made as the world's most ambitious and expensive engineering project officially began. What you're witnessing is the launch of the very first module of the International Space Station, ISS. Over the next decade, American and Russian engineers would collaborate to expand the ISS to the size of a football field. Since the year 2000, astronauts have continuously lived and worked aboard this floating science lab. It stands as a monument not only to engineering brilliance, but to international cooperation, especially between the US and Russia. But that partnership may soon be coming to an end. Russia's announcement to leave the ISS. To understand how this might impact the ISS, we first need to talk about a man named Dmitry Rogozin, former head of the Russian Space Agency. While he held this role for 4 years, Rogozin became better known for his controversial and, frankly, bizarre tweets, including threats to detach Russia's segment of the ISS and crash it into America. At one point, he even removed international flags from a Russian rocket in a fit of nationalist frustration. It's safe to say that the Russian space program has had a tumultuous few years. Recently, however, Rogozin was replaced by Yuri Borisov, who wasted no time in making headlines. Within weeks of taking the job, Borisov announced that Russia intends to exit the ISS after 2024 and begin construction of its own space station, a decision he insists is not politically motivated. Why is Russia leaving the ISS? All jokes aside, this move isn't entirely unexpected. The ISS is over 20 years old, and many of its onboard systems are well past their prime. Russia has reported spending more time fixing equipment than conducting science. Upgrades are rare, simply because transporting new tech to the station is costly and complicated. Consider this. The main computers on board the ISS date back to 1988, with less processing power than a first-generation PlayStation. And no, you can't just send up a new MacBook. The challenge of space tech, radiation hardening. In space, technology must be radiation hardened to survive. That means every electrical component must undergo years of modification and testing to withstand the intense cosmic radiation that bombards the ISS daily. By the time a device is certified for use, it's already outdated. Sure, NASA does send up commercial laptops and iPads, but they're expected to fail. In fact, the station has over 100 laptops and most of them no longer work. Imagine a forgotten dungeon full of dead ThinkPads. The ISS can't function without Russia. Or can it? If Russia walks away, it's not as simple as pulling a plug and floating off. The ISS is international by nature, and every partner plays a crucial role. The US powers the Russian modules and provides most of their communications. But Russia contributes something just as vital: propulsion. The Russian segment houses the thrusters used to steer and reboost the ISS. While the station is in orbit, it still faces tiny amounts of atmospheric drag that slowly lower its altitude, up to 100 meters per day. If nothing is done, the ISS would eventually fall into Earth's atmosphere and burn up. To prevent this, the Russian thrusters fire once a month, raising the station's altitude. During these burns, astronauts appear to gently float as the station shifts around them. Without the Russian segment, the ISS wouldn't just struggle with maneuverability. It might be unable to safely deorbit at the end of its life. One possible workaround? The US could pay rent to keep using Russia's segment, bathrooms and all. There are only 2 on board and 1 is Russian. Could Russia just detach its module? Technically yes, but it's a logistical nightmare. The ISS modules weren't designed to be taken apart. After decades of integration, they're laced with internal and external connections. Even if Russia did detach its segment, it wouldn't have the power supply to operate independently. That's why Russia is planning something new. Russia's next move, the Ross space station. By around 2028, Russia aims to launch its own independent space station, called Ross, Russian Orbital Service Station. And this won't be your typical space station. Ross is designed to be highly automated, with robots performing exterior maintenance and human crews only visiting occasionally for support and experiments. If successful, Ross could be more efficient, more cost-effective, and less maintenance-heavy than the aging ISS. And if Russia pulls it off, We could see not one, not two, but 3 operational space stations orbiting Earth. That's pretty incredible. What's next for space? With ambitious plans from both NASA and SpaceX, we may soon have stations not just around Earth, but around the Moon and Mars. Still, for now, Russia's threat to leave the ISS may be more of a negotiation tactic than a solid plan. Engineers on the ground believe cooperation with international partners will likely continue beyond 2024. And despite its age, the ISS is still pushing the frontiers of science, deepening our understanding of Earth, the cosmos, and our place within it. Learn more with Brilliant. If you're curious about space, science, or engineering, Brilliant.org is a fantastic way to deepen your understanding. Brilliant's interactive courses help you think critically, explore complex topics, and learn in a hands-on, intuitive way. Whether you're passionate about astronomy or just want to understand the math behind black holes, check out the new course by Kurzgesagt. Brilliant has something for you. Start learning for free today by visiting brilliant.org/primalspace, and the first 200 viewers will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.